Hey guys, what's up? It's Morgan and I'm back for another episode, trying to keep it consistent this time. And today, like I was talking in my last video, I kind of wanted to talk about the transition from high school to college. And like I said, I am from Arkansas and I moved all the way to Lincoln, Nebraska to experience college life at UNL. I am a broadcasting major and I'm double majoring in production and news. So that just means I'm working behind the scenes. I get to work with cameras and I get to work with all the other things. I'm learning how to do graphics and mobile journalism, a bunch of fun things. And I'm also a Spanish minor, so there's a lot that goes into that. I am a very creative person, and I believe a creative person is more right-brained. Is that a word? I don't know. I'm just gonna double check that really quickly. Is a creative person left or right-brained? Right, I was correct. I am more right-brained. I am a more creative person, a more free-thinking person. Therefore, I am in the major and have the minor that tends to suit me best, things that I'm really passionate about. Like I talked about, I really like Spanish. That's my thing, and YouTube's my thing, and broadcasting is my thing, cameras are my thing. So here I am pursuing what I love, and let's talk about the benefits of going to college and just like the pros and cons and how it's different from high school. So I have a small list of pros and cons and the things that I can talk about within them. First, I'll talk about the pros. Pro one, something that I kind of mentioned in my previous video, is that you kind of get this restart. And since being out of state is the only experience that I have of college, my advice or tips or whatever are kind of maybe biased in only like my position. So maybe this is more for people who want to go out of state. If you're debating between going in-state or out of state, I'm out of state and I'm going to tell you basically my experience with that. So first, like I said, you kind of get to start over. I don't know anyone here. I came here with a completely clean slate, and that I see in a positive manner, because I think having a clean slate lets you kind of do whatever. If you were seen or portrayed in such a way that you didn't like in high school, then college is the perfect experience to think like, all right, here's a second chance at kind of redoing my image, and whether that be good or bad. I came here and it's kind of giving me this more like positive mentality. I can do things here that I couldn't do at home. I can express myself differently, kind of things of that nature, and I find that a pro. So maybe you need a restart button. Out of state, at a different college is a great option. Even in state, just people go different places, and that's totally okay if you decide to still go in state, but out of state is like the absolute like cleanest slate you can get. Something that I wrote in my pros list is freedom for number two. A lot of people think, God, how long can I stay in this house? When can I turn 18? When can I leave this house? I had those thoughts sometimes, and that's exactly what you get at college. I have the best room situation right now. I have my own room. I have a nice living area, and I get this freedom that I didn't have before. I don't have a curfew. If you have a very early curfew, that's not something your parents can decide in college. So you want to go party, go party. Go party until 3 in the morning. Go party till 10:30 a.m. or p.m. Take it how you want it. But it is something that is kind of just lets you do whatever you want to do. There is no dress code in college, so wear what you want to wear. Preferably clothes, but I mean, you can get arrested for not wearing clothes. Just wear clothes, but wear whatever you want, you know? Clean slate, that's what we're talking about here, you know? But you get to sleep in, you can skip class, let's not skip class, but if you're that type of person, do what you want. But yeah, essentially, clean slate, a restart button, and then freedoms that you didn't have at home. Number 3, this is a really good one, and one that was really, really important to me. I am a oh my goodness. Quick death break. Sorry about that. I'm back. As I was saying, number 3, you can sleep in. I'm the type of person that really enjoys my sleep. I tend to go to bed not super late. I like to go to bed around like 11 to 12. Like 10, 11, and 12 are like prime hours for me to go to bed, and I like waking up at 9. That's the ideal time for me. And with the classes that I'm taking, I picked my schedule out in a way that I got to sleep in. So some days I don't have class until 11:30. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I don't have class until 11:30. Tuesdays, I don't have class until 11. So that works for me. I absolutely love waking up late, and that just means like at night I can stay up later to study and I don't have to worry about it, because that was something I stressed about in high school, having to wake up at 6, 7 every morning. I had to go to bed early and I wasn't done with my work. So you have that freedom there as well. Sleeping in and deciding what you want to take and when you want to take it. That's important to me, and if that's important to you, that's something you can keep in mind. That's not something you get in high school. My last pro that I could think of with the 10 minutes I had before I decided to film this was I've had a much better academic experience in my first semester than I ever did in high school, or my entire just like school life in general. Last semester I got a 3.9 GPA. That has never happened to me in my entire life. I am someone who gets A's and B's and the occasional C in math. I am extremely average, and I just didn't like the way they taught in high school. That wasn't the way that I learned, and here I can do whatever I want to do. If I want to take notes on my laptop, I can do that. I can organize my notes on my laptop the way I want, and I have a lot more studying time than I had in high school, and it works for me extremely well. In my hometown, at least something that I heard a lot is the kids that do really well in high school tend to not do really well in college, because the learning is different. I always had to teach myself everything in high school, and so when I came here it was the same exact thing, except I got a lot more time to teach myself the stuff that I needed to know. But I did exceptionally well, and I'm very proud of that. But that is just something to keep in mind if you're someone who's just can't like do the workload in high school, or was never a straight A student, a straight B student. I would definitely give college a try if you think the workload is going to be extremely difficult. I mean, again, like depending on your major, if you're gonna be a freaking doctor and you're gonna have to take OChem, I mean, that's something that I'm not gonna have to do, that you might want to consider. But in my major and the way I learn and the things that I'm doing, this is ideal for me. And I really like my schedule so far, so far so good, am I right? Now I'll move on to the cons. Coming here, being 11 hours away, no one's gonna come to Nebraska from Arkansas, so I had no friends. So I came here with no friends, and I came here with the idea of quality over quantity. So I had my 3 roommates, 2 of them moved out, so it's just me and Emma now. And that is working for me right now, and I still I've made some friends, but not like an incredible amount. You're not gonna have the social life that you had in high school, because you don't get to see these people every day, and you only will see them every other day for a semester. So when you get more into your major, okay, side note, when I came here, and I picked Nebraska because I come here and I immediately start working on my major. So I get to experience it my first semester of my freshman year rather than my junior year like some traditional colleges do. I don't take all my gen eds first. I take gen eds and major classes all at the same time. So I can dabble in a lot of different things and decide what I'm really passionate about before it's too late, you know? So that being said, as you progress through your major, you are going to start seeing the same people every day, and maybe like eventually you'll start making friends that way. But as like for now, I don't have like an incredible massive group of friends, and that's okay because I still have my friends from home that I talk to pretty much daily, and I still have friends here that I can go out with occasionally, and I'm still working on making friends. But something, if that's really important to you, don't be disappointed if you don't start making friends immediately, because the likelihood of that happening is kind of slim. But if you go in-state, you will probably see people around that you knew from high school, and you might go hang out with them. It's all up to you, but I came here with no friends, and that's my experience so far, and that's what I can give you on that. My second con is that I don't have a kitchen. I have a meal plan, and it's an all-access meal plan, which some people might find really fun, but I really enjoyed cooking and baking back at home, and I didn't get that here. I got a microwave and a fridge, and that's a lot, like considering some people don't even have that. But I really wanted like a toaster, I want a stovetop, wanted a hot plate, and I couldn't really get those things. And so I talked with my RA, and then they let me have my little kitchenette thing, which is really, really great, and I'm very excited to have that now. But in the first semester, I didn't have that, and it was not fun. Eating at the dining hall can be really greasy. You don't know what you're putting in your body. In this day and age, I find it kind of important to start taking care of yourself early and knowing what you're putting in your body. Don't want to get that freshman 15. So far, I don't have it. I've gained a little bit of weight, but I'm not running anymore either, so, and so on and so forth. But if that's something that's really important to you, being a health food person, not having a kitchen and having to live on campus can be kind of conflicting, but just keep that in mind. You won't get that kitchen unless there's like a kitchen on your floor. That is the tea on that. My third thing is being away from home. That, like I said, wasn't a huge problem for me. My first semester, I absolutely missed home, but it wasn't like a crazy homesickness. I miss my animals a ton. I have grown up with a lot of dogs at the moment. I have 6 dogs and a rabbit, lots of fish, too many chickens. I've always had animals, I've always had pets around, and so it was extremely strange for me to come here and not have dog hair or rabbit hair on my clothes and it not smelling like dog all the time, you know? So it does get kind of lonely with that, but if you are someone who is very much your parents' child, then keep in mind that you are gonna miss home, and that's kind of a con, but take it how you will. If you want to be away from home, college is the place to be. What was that? Oh my god. And probably the most important thing that I have on my list is it costs absolutely way too much money. My textbooks this semester almost cost $500, and a lot of the textbooks that the teachers recommended are just recommended texts. Like, I don't even have to get them, but it was practically insinuated that if I didn't get the text, then I would fail the class. So take that as you will as well, but textbooks are a massive amount of money. Now, back to being an average student. I made a pretty average score on the ACT, and I did get scholarship money. I didn't get all my college paid for, but I just want to put that in everyone's brain that you can still like work for scholarships. It is super heckin' difficult to get scholarships if you aren't either a really good test taker, or you aren't a minority, or you have money. Like, it's just very difficult to get scholarship money, and loans are stupid. So I think that's probably the biggie out of this whole thing, is college is extremely expensive. And if that's a problem, then that is something that you should talk to your family about. If you really want to decide to go to college, you should definitely start talking about how your financial situation is going to work out. But with all the pros and cons in mind, with the money and maybe sleeping in, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go to college, or maybe you were just watching this to see how I'm doing. I'm doing great. My name's Morgan and I'm thriving. Having a good time for the most part. My personal first semester experience was, I want to say, lackluster, just because I haven't gotten into my social life yet and I didn't really have friends, boo-hoo, whatever. I'm working on it. The academics, though, they stressed me out. I did have a great academic experience. My teachers, all my professors were super helpful. If I needed anything, I could go to their office hours, I could email them, and they'd be super quick to respond. And the second semester is going good so far. The first week was kind of crazy, but we're working on it. I feel like life is kind of what you make it, and if you are someone who constantly sees life in a negative light, then life's gonna be negative for you. But if you try to keep an open mind and optimistic mindset, then good things, you'll see things in a much better and much happier light, and that's a good thing. That's what we're here for. My verdict on the whole situation about going to college is, I think 100% absolutely go do it. And if you're considering going out of state, absolutely 100% do it. And if it doesn't work out for you, then go back home. There's no problem in transferring back home. If the college life isn't for you at all, that's totally okay. Take the information that I gave to y'all today and just keep that in mind. If you're just checking on me, I'm doing great. I'm having a good time, and I really hope y'all stay tuned for more videos. Thursday, I'm going to a basketball game, and like David Dobrik says, who I'm kind of obsessed with right now, if you went to a basketball game and you didn't make a montage of it, did you really go to the basketball game? So stay tuned for that. I will see you guys later. I don't have an outro yet, so I don't really know what to say.